Welcome to the Savage Den.
What if we all clap with our nuts? You know how every guy kind of over time figures out how to make a clapping noise with his balls against his butt cheeks when you do the humping motion?
What the fuck? No.
Is that just
You know,
me?
hold on, Spade, hold on. I was about to say the exact same thing, and then I remembered I'm guilty.
And on that note, welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. This is episode 14, and my name is Don. I am one of many hosts today. Guys, why don't you reintroduce yourselves? It's been a minute.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I am also a host of this podcast, and who's that guy that's normally with us? How about he introduce himself?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Chris. I'm Asylum Jerk. I'm the one that just got done talking about apparently something that no one else does. At least Spade doesn't do it. Savage is guilty of it, but
Spade? Who is Spade?
Oh, wow, what a great lead-in, Savage slash Nathan. Yeah, my name is Alex slash Spade VT TTV VT TV on Twitch, the one and only person that introduces himself as the one and only TTV VT TV on Twitch.
What's up, Alish?
Thanks, man.
I feel like he's heard this his entire life, so he's just not, and he's not enjoying it.
He's leaning into it.
Are
you
we
gotta lean into the
bullying him
memes
right now? Is this bullying?
Speaking of leaning, so going back to what Chris was talking about, I'm pretty sure if you say you haven't done this, you're lying. Everyone, while they were naked, right out of a shower or something, has air humped the fuck out of nothing and said, "Wow, my balls are slapping my ass."
No.
I mean, you've done it.
No, I have never done that.
You're just not a man.
I'll admit
Don,
I've done it.
Okay, see? I'll bet even Craigbot has done it.
Craigbot's doing it right now.
He is.
Craigbot, by the way, for those listening to this, is the new and improved way that we have chosen to record the podcast. So
Hopefully.
Yeah, if it works.
Because I'm a lazy sack of fuck and I'm tired of mixing and mastering audio for hours every time we do one of these things.
Yeah, we've actually recorded 12 new episodes of the podcast since the last time that one was released, but Nathan is refusing to edit it together. So this is the 12th podcast episode. Wait, no, is this 13?
14th.
Fuck.
This is actually, hold on. I'm pretty sure this is actually episode 15. Because I had a folder in the podcast folder called episode 14 with my file in it. So I'm assuming this is actually episode 15. But for all intents and purposes, this is episode 14 and a half.
Really hope this makes it onto the YouTube.
Hold on. And a half?
We'll see.
It'll go somewhere. Hey, Alish, what kind of noise you got going on in the background?
That's an air conditioner. It's like 90 degrees. I mean, I could turn that off. It's just, it might get a little.
No, don't do it. Don't listen to him. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right. We'll just deal with it. Fuck it.
I turned off my fan that's in my room, kind of blowing on me, but I have AC in my house, so I'm just
all right. Well,
considerate human being.
Before we get too deep into this, I think we should give Alish a chance to kind of tell us a little bit about himself, because he might be a permanent addition to the squad we've got going on here.
Well, sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I just had to run across the room to turn the AC off. But
oh wait, you turned it off?
Yeah, I don't want it.
Oh, well then you can turn it back on, because that was not what was making the noise.
So the first fact that we know about Spade is that he is easily out of breath and has no stamina.
I'm a fat shit, yes.
Andy's a sweaty boy.
Mm.
Whew. I don't know. What do you want to know? I feel like it's weird to
I
just
mean,
kind of.
Who are you? Where do you come from?
Yeah, how big?
What's
is
your
your
where do you
favorite
live?
ice cream?
What are you wearing?
Feel like I'm on a dating app.
I'll tell
what?
you.
Yeah. 5'8". I'm bald. I like long walks on the
Too
beach.
short. Get him out.
Shit. I work in the technology industry. 28. I'm bald with a beard. I have a wife. I have an apartment.
Where do you live?
I'm in New York, Long Island, New
Oh
York.
shit!
Born and raised.
Are you in the city or like up by Syracuse or what?
No, I'm out on the island. So if you think of
Oh.
New York City, I'm like about 2 hours east of that.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, and just living life to the fullest here in COVID times.
So are things more
No,
expensive
baby.
on the island than they are on the mainland?
I don't know what that means. Like in the city?
I
You
think he
said you're on an
means, like,
island. It's disconnected from everything, right?
Yeah. So actually, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm assuming that most people know the geography of New York. So obviously everyone knows Manhattan as the city, right? So off to the east, there's something called Long Island that houses both Queens and Brooklyn, but it also houses like two other like counties called Nassau and Suffolk, which is technically the island. It's not like part of the boroughs. It's like where the Hamptons are. Most prolific.
Wait. So where do you live? I'm looking at the map right now.
Yeah, me too. So where are you exactly?
Okay, so my exact address. So I live in a town called Sayville in New York.
Sayville.
Sayville, yeah.
And
Like if you-
what's your street address?
well,
How
I
do you
live.
spell that?
I'm only telling you because I'm moving in another 2 weeks. I live on Easy Street in Sayville.
Sayville. Oh, there
Honestly,
you,
it sounds
there you
like
are.
every street in Sayville is Easy Street.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, I'm in that town.
How close are you to the Cherry Avenue Dog Park?
Pretty close.
We're narrowing it down, boys.
You'll often hear.
Are you closer to the dog park than you are the Brookside County Park?
Now all we need to do is look up apartment complexes in Sayville near the Cherry Avenue Dog Park, and we can find where the fuck Spade's at.
This podcast is going to take off one day, and someone's going to find this episode. And they're going to fucking find Spade.
Maybe it'll be like a supermodel chick, and she just has this insatiable fucking need to put bearded bald men's dicks in their mouth, and then he gets a free blowjob out of it.
There's a lot more of those out there than
Who
you
knows?
think.
Well,
The sky's the limit.
You've entirely ruled out my wife watching this podcast, so that's great.
We highly recommend no one's wife watch this podcast.
Yeah,
I have-
mine's listened to me record a couple episodes, and she's like, "You guys are fucking disgusting." And I'm like, "I know."
I know. Just leave me be.
It's true. We always smell like sweat and shame when this podcast is over each time we record.
I'm
Yeah.
watching Chris like zoom in to this town and look for where I live right now.
He's on the hunt. Look, that
How
looks like
close-
a really residential area.
How close am I?
I'm not telling you now. It's creepy.
This looks
Spade,
like a
I'm not gonna lie,
nice ass area, bro.
Would you say that you
You're
shop
giving too much information
at
already.
Bruno's Specialty Foods often?
I actually don't know where that is.
Bro, this is such a nice area. And oh, look, I plopped my street view right here beside a house for sale.
Oh,
All
shit.
new interior. I don't know if I should buy something from somebody that can't spell interior.
Whoa, why is the sky green? Is there going to be a tornado? Do tornadoes happen over there?
No.
They get hurricanes
nice.
sometimes.
Yeah, we got hit with Sandy. It was really bad.
What the fuck is this thing? And why does it have anything to do with New York?
What thing?
We can't see what you're talking about, and neither can any of our listeners.
Wow. Well, I guess you guys don't watch my stream, huh? On twitch.tv/a sound jerk. If you're looking right now, you would see this very It looks like the dog version of Wilfred Brimley from the diabetes commercials.
What the fuck?
Doesn't it?
It's such a strange but accurate analogy.
Savage, can we use this picture for the thumbnail for the podcast?
Let me look at it and see. Let me tune into twitch.tv/asylum jerk. Oh,
If
here
you
we
can
go.
look at this and not tell me that it looks like Wilfred Brimley, you're lying. Let me show you.
What? Where did you find the dog?
It was
Oh,
him.
you're looking at the dog part.
Hold on.
Oh, it is. Look at him. This is Mr. Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yeah, you got to pronounce it correctly. It's diabetes.
Diabetes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's him. That's him.
It's very
Is he
important.
dead?
He might be. He had diabetes.
Oh, I mean, if he's dead, he may have been reincarnated into this schnauzer, whatever the fuck kind of dog that is. Yeah, I
I'm
guess
in
I
like
could be the
Wilford
thumbnail.
Brimley is still alive. 85 years old.
Well, it looks like the diabetes didn't get to him.
I mean, you got to look at it. He was marketing the Beatus products like since the late 80s, early 90s. That man has had the inside hookup on keeping that Beatus in check.
Man,
Bro,
And
look at
he's
these
still
two
ticking.
pictures.
He's still
I
ticking.
see him. I got to stop watching your stream because the more I watch it, I'm like, I could like photo morph that dog onto his face, but that sounds like work, and I'm trying to avoid work.
I mean, as long as it's not fucking trademarked or something, just steal it.
Bro. look-
Wait, are faces trademarked? Are people's faces trademarked?
I mean, if it's a dog, I mean, as long as
That
it's not
dog's
like
a person.
Well, yeah, but a dog's face can be a trademark. So as long
Really?
as it's not owned by anybody, like if it's like a public statue or something like that, fuck yeah, free use.
That's so fucking weird.
Can you just at least put glasses on the dog just to make it look a little bit more accurate?
How about I just take and Photoshop a mustache in the glasses and then boom?
Yes, like a
And that's
handlebar
all you need.
mustache.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, and it's an identical like clone, basically.
Why are there so many corroded bridges in New York? Or piers, whatever you want to call them.
Well, Chris, I don't know if you realize this, but they live beside an ocean.
Right, I
And they've
get
been there
that,
for a really long time.
but they don't use a whole lot of piers in New York. Like they just let them corrode and fall apart, and they just let them be.
I don't think you can stop that.
Well, you can, but I feel like you're just looking at a lot of the bad ones right now.
Yeah, you got to slide on over to the Hampton side. That's where the good ones are.
Okay, let's veer off topic a little bit here. So we learned where Spade lives exactly, to the Street View address.
I've got a list of
you s-
apartment complexes in Sayville. We've narrowed it down to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like under 20. We're gonna come find you. This is happening.
We're gonna find you.
I gave you my street address, so it's pretty easy to narrow it down to one.
I don't remember which street you said.
All right, delete the VOD.
Yeah, it's definitely not in the podcast either. So don't worry about it.
Any fucking ways. You stream on Twitch, right? I mean, I know the answer, but for the listeners and people that may not know,
Yeah, no, I stream on Twitch as Spade VT. That's my alter ego as a prominent character that just constantly and just jams down the viewers' throats that I stream on Twitch.
that's brilliant, man.
Yeah, that's just the going thing, you know?
Good marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, good marketing. Hey guys, I know you're watching me right now, but did you know I stream on Twitch?
Well, I'm just trying to sponge from other people's viewers, you know what I mean? Like if I'm streaming with other
got
people,
you.
at least they
I got
understand
you.
like I'm also streaming, which is important.
What if I zoom in
got
on
you.
one of these apartment complexes and I see like a picture of Spade like walking a dog or something?
Do you have a dog?
You mean a
I
leash?
don't.
Oh, a leash? Yeah, a leash. Walking the dog on the leash. Ah,
This guy's clever. Nathan, you were
Yeah.
about to veer wildly off topic. Where were you going with that?
well, wildly off topic. I was going to learn more about Spade, but I can't. I don't think we're ever going to get past that. It's nice to meet you, dude.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I think it's important that we say that we've been AFK. Oh, not really AFK, but we've been MIA. There we go. A different 3-letter aneurysm, whatever it's called.
Wow.
We've been away for a while.
2 months.
2 months. I'm going to blame it on COVID-19. I'm going to say that our lives have been spiraling out of control and we finally kind of got back on the right track. That's a complete lie. And I think it's just that we were lazy and Chris moved. Let's blame it on Chris. It's Chris's fault.
I blame
moved.
Chris.
I would
Yeah.
blame it on me.
Yeah. So
He also
we're
shaved
back
off his
now.
beard. I mean, what kind of man? What kind of man does that to himself? Have you no
Yeah.
shame?
A temperature-driven man.
Fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Well, it's a good thing you shaved it off because now a mask fits perfectly without a beard.
Yeah, that's true. If I was if I was having to wear one of those masks while having a big ass beard, I would pretty much hate my life.
Which
I wonder
you
if
probably
I could get away with like just having a string with like 2 loops on it, and I just pull it underneath my chin and pull my beard up over my face, and then just wrap the strings like around my ears, and I just have my beard in front of my face. Like, would that be the?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I feel like that's
I
not
feel like that string would have to have a name or maybe just a letter. Like, I don't know. Just off the top of my head, we'll go with G.
Yeah, that's
You
pretty
wear
good
a
idea.
G string on your face, and that would protect you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So it turns out that I am nearly 2,900 miles away from Spade.
You know,
But
I
I'll-
find it a little bit unsettling that this man that has unsolicitedly sent a dick pic to Alish is now calculating the mileage between the two of them. Do you have anything to say about that, Alish?
I'm actually, yeah, it's a little bit of a problem because I feel like I'm watching him Google Maps like exactly where I live from where he lives. So I'm not sure the intention, but
I'm gonna delete the VOD. This is
You
all,
know the
this-
intention.
These are alleged accusations here.
I have to say I'm quite
no
excited. I'm quite
Super.
excited.
Oh, wow, that took a turn.
These are accusations.
Oh
that
man,
one
guys,
said
so much shit has happened in the past couple of months that I don't even know where to start. Obviously the entire world shut down and reopened and then shut back down. The dock has been banned. Shroud's missing. We haven't found where Shroud. Does anyone know where Shroud is? Shroud's gone.
I think they're like all working on a platform or something.
I feel like that's the rumor.
I don't think that's it.
I don't.
That's
think
a
not it.
rumor. It's a
It seems
rumor.
unlikely, but it would be interesting.
So we're going to talk about Doc first,
Did you guys
real quick.
Did you guys read the interview that he went through like
Yes.
2
I
days
did.
ago?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a very popular interview in the streaming community.
It was actually. I would like to pull it up for a second and just point something out in that interview that makes me think. That's not it. Where's the interview
I've got it pulled
at?
up. I've got it.
I've got it too.
I had it
There
first.
is this line right here. So the interviewer says, sure, and I want to talk about that. But first, you did recently ruffle a few feathers after sharing a video during a stream of Dr. Thomas Cohen, and he was talking about some coronavirus theories. You've been open recently in sharing some of your own thoughts about coronavirus and even relating it to things like 5G networks. Even on your last stream, you were talking about David Icke and his documentary. I'm curious, in bringing up those thoughts, and I think it's okay to call them controversial, did that ever result in Twitch saying anything to you or warning you? And the doc says, no. And so the interviewer says, so you don't think that might be the cause? And he says, I don't think that was the cause. In fact, and then he was cut off by his publicist who said, we're getting really close to dangerous territory here. So, Doc, we don't know why Twitch banned him. And there's no formal warnings or reprimand on record. That's all legal is going to let him say. That interaction between that whole interaction right there really got me thinking. It's like this entire time they talked about some borderline, stuff. And then they start talking about conspiracy theories and shit like that, and his publicist who was in on the interview with him cut him off. Like,
yeah, to make sure that he didn't say any stupid shit, which sounds like he was about to say something.
Exactly. He says, in fact, and
because I feel like
nope.
I feel like he does know the reason why he was taken off, but they didn't officially tell him. And legal is just basically saying, like, don't say anything because our counsel and our prosecution is basically for the fact that they didn't warn him in the whole entire release of him. So I think they're probably going after money.
Mm-hmm. All right. What about the different theories? Have you guys heard any so apparently the doc has started a new streaming platform, and some people say that it was sexual harassment. Have you guys heard any?
Because of his promiscuous past, I guess, with him admitting to cheating on his wife, I feel like that the prominent conspiracy theory, I guess you could call it, of why Doc was banned is that he's under sexual harassment allegations, which a lot of people have been recently with the Me Too movement. People coming out and saying, yeah, that person assaulted me at this time and I didn't say anything because I didn't think anyone would believe me and blah, blah, blah. I feel like a lot of people believe that one.
Yeah.
It's definitely a possibility. But, with everything being so hush-hush, there's some kind of legal issue going on behind the scenes. And it could go any way, right? Like any way of 10 different ways. So right now, all we have is wild speculation.
Well, I'll tell you a story that I don't know where I got it from, but again, it's complete speculation. And apparently, from what I heard, and again, I don't remember where I read this, is the woman that he had an affair with, like a long time ago, she was apparently asking Twitch for more money and kind of holding that whole entire situation hostage. And because of the time frame of the whole Twitch Me Too movement, she was asking for more money. Otherwise, she was going to release more harassment or direct messages that the doc did a long time ago. And they kind of panicked, and because of that, they just kind of shut him down.
Isn't that blackmail?
Kind of, yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that illegal as fuck?
Well, I think that's why it's so hush hush and based on legalities from his side of it, is because the reason why his wife is backing him, I think, is because it's a known issue, and if it relates back to that issue, it's just only so convenient that she's bringing it up now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's people speculating of his last moments on Twitch, the last couple minutes, right? And there's
where he gets super weird.
Yeah, he's weird and shut down, and then he kind of you kind of hear a bang in the background and him jolt and go, whoa, because like maybe his wife like threw something or some shit. So it's just like,
didn't pick that one up.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the video you can see him like jolt and go like whoa like that when you hear something bang in the background, like his wife got the email at the same time as he did or some shit.
Well, he made it seem like pretty in character though, because he like looked both ways like he would normally, and then said "fuck." So
Yeah.
it made it seem like it was in
yeah.
character.
Yeah, that was really odd that he did that. There was one thing when he was during this interview. Here it is. He says, "Well, to be honest, okay, so we got the news, you know. It was a total shock. Imagine just going to work one day and the door is closed and you can't get inside and you've been told that you were fired and you weren't given the reason why, you know? And so for me, it was just an initial shock. The way I discovered it too, I was on a buddy's stream and some of the features started turning off while I was just in the chat and everything. And then it was I was just in the chat and everything. And then all of a sudden, social media was blowing up. I got a call with my team. And after one quick email, it was all over. At that particular moment, it was more of just a kind of shock. So like, apparently he was like, and someone streams what he's saying. And then he just noticed, oh, look, I can't talk and chat anymore. Like, oh, wow, I've just lost my partnership badge. Well, this is really bad. It's, but that's not what it looked like. So was he banned like immediately after because he ended the stream, right? Like he wasn't just like going and then all of a sudden he was yanked offline. He ended the stream and then he was banned.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
Right, but they were shutting down like all kinds of features, I guess. Like,
So he was
all
on
the-
someone else's stream while he was streaming?
I don't know. Or
Mm.
maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
it
I
was
know.
kind of like a shutting down thing. Like maybe he was told in the text message like he needs to shut down the stream. He shuts down the stream and then he's like hanging out in another stream, maybe like to distract himself or some shit. And then he's noticing like everything shutting down from there.
Yeah, maybe. It's just very
Yeah.
weird. Super weird.
I feel like everybody has their own stream pulled up on some screen somewhere so they can kind of see what everybody else sees. So maybe he had that going on too.
Who knows? Well, it's a good thing we've got Brime, you know?
Oh, wait. All of their Twitter accounts got deleted.
Wait, Brime's Twitter account got deleted? No, it didn't.
Brime's gone, homie.
Brime-
I mean,
Brime
they
was a
might be
troll.
back, but Epos
Yeah,
Vox
I'm
retweeted.
looking at it right now.
Oh, okay.
Wait, unless
Just-
it's
just a
like
couple of days ago.
cached or something.
What's Prime?
Yeah, let me see. Brime, you don't know what Brime is?
No.
Brime is a website that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, Brime is up now. It's still up.
I meant the actual streaming platform. The
Oh.
platform does
Oh.
not exist.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
people
their
are
Twitter
freaking
account
out.
does.
Like, oh my god, Brime's amazing. And it's like Brime doesn't they have a fucking
Yeah.
placeholder, dude. They don't even have a video player, let alone anyone on the website. It doesn't exist.
So, in a nutshell, Chris, Brime is a Twitter account that claims to be a new streaming service that just happened to be able to take advantage of Doc being banned and Shroud being MIA, Mixer shutting down, Ninja being MIA. And Brime is like, we're going to take advantage of this. So Brime strategically followed all of these people, the Doc and Shroud and Ninja, like followed a bunch of bigger creators, and is tweeting out things like, we're going to make, streaming fair and blah, 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 blah. And even still, they are retweeting like Dr. Disrespect's video he released of like his music video or whatever it was. They retweeted that. Like they're trying so hard to keep that flame fueled that they're going to be associated with Doc and all them. They're trying really hard to keep that going.
They got like
But-
60,000 Twitter followers in a matter of
No.
like 2 or 3
Oh,
days.
yeah. In a matter of a couple of days, they're up to 87,000 right now.
Yeah, it exploded,
And
and it's fucking
and-
it's vaporware.
Yeah, and it's literally nothing. They don't have a website. They don't even have a fucking logo, bro. They don't even have a logo. They tweeted out a logo art competition the other day and was, hey, you want to design our logo? Here's your chance. It's a competition. Submit your logos to us, and the winner is going to get $300. And everyone canceled the fuck out of them. Was like, yeah, that's bullshit. Like, you guys can't even afford to hire professional graphics designers. Like, yeah, right, whatever. So you guys can't even afford a graphics designer. What makes you think that we're going to believe that you are about to start the next big streaming platform?
Yeah,
So,
they're a bunch of never wases.
yeah, it just never was. They do, by the looks of it, own brimelive.com. They own the URL, but it just redirects you back to their Twitter.
Exactly.
It's probably just like a kid that, if you I agree with ePost, because I saw that same video, by the way. I think they're gonna build this account up massively and then just sell it.
Yep. Oh, I got 100,000 followers. Give me $1,000. Like,
I mean, think about it. Think about it. You could sell this account to someone. The people that are following this account are streamers. You know what I mean? Like, there are a bunch of streamers and people that are interested in the streaming world. You could sell this account to a streamer and they could just rebrand it, and no one's ever going to know where this Twitter account came from. They're going to be like, wait, who the fuck is this Twitter account? I follow this person. Why? But they're not going to know because you changed the handle, you changed the name, you changed the pictures, you wiped it and deleted all the tweets. No one's going to know that it was once Brime's. I mean, I don't know how much Twitter accounts sell for, but I bet you could sell this one for a fuck ton.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep. Oh, well. That's enough of Doc, I guess. We'll just have
if I
to
had
see
the
what
money,
happens.
I would buy it, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I probably would too. I don't know what I'd do with it.
You'd buy
Turn it-
Brime?
Buy the Twitter account.
No, the Twitter account, yeah. Like,
And then turn it into your own
if
Twitter
the
account.
entirety of not the entirety of Twitch, but if a huge majority of the Twitch platform and people that follow the streaming universe, I guess you would call it, are following Brime because of it being all caught up in this bigger streamer dramatic bullshit going on right now, and you happen to buy it and no one said anything, you all of a sudden have a Twitter account with 100,000 followers.
100,000 followers that you would, very similar to the followers you would have if you were like, I don't know, Dr. Disrespect or something.
Right. Which is more exposure for you going live. More opportunity for people to click on your link.
Or sponsorships.
Or sponsorships. Especially if you have that kind of reach on a Twitter platform. A big social media platform.
Yuppers.
I wonder what it costs to buy a Twitter account with 100,000 followers.
I don't know. How much does it cost to buy a RuneScape account? RuneScape account for sale. Here we go, baby. Buy RuneScape accounts. Hell yeah. Oh, wow, they're cheap.
I mean, yeah, that's just like a dime a
bro.
dozen, dude.
Bam, $160 for a pretty much maxed out RuneScape account.
Well, the thing about RuneScape is you can make actual money trading shit, I think. Kind of like CSGO. But they have their own in-game currency and whatnot.
Oh yeah. I don't know anything about it. It's been a long time since I played RuneScape. Did you ever get into RuneScape, Alish?
No, I was never really a PC guy up until PUBG.
Yeah. Glad to hear you've come around.
Yeah, I finally did. And I was always a PS4 Call of Duty guy, the one that always hopes that he's going pro, but on PS4. Which never happens.
I'm trying really hard not to laugh at you right now because that was your dream back then, and I get it.
But hey, all right. I was also. So you guys played Rock Band, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, fun fact, I was actually the number 5 ranked Rock Band expert drums player in the world back then.
Wow.
Good for you.
For whatever that
Rock band
means.
drums were fucking hard.
Right?
Yeah. Wait, so how many people were playing Rock Band at that time?
Back then, a lot. I mean, that was the game. I mean, Guitar Hero and Rock Band were the games to play.
Have you seen those videos of people like setting up the sensors for the buttons like on their actual drum set?
Yes, I had what was called an ion drum set, which was kind of like a hybrid between, the Rock Band drums and an electric drum set. That's how you get good.
So you get good.
So do you are
like
you
a
like
pro
a
console
part-time
controller.
musician now, or did you just kind of leave that in your past?
So I mean, that's what I built my YouTube channel on. So I had like 2,000 subscribers and people that like I streamed on ustream.tv, which I think turned into Justin, which then eventually turned into something else, Twitch, I guess, right? I don't know. But I streamed with Guitar Hero Phenom, who is like the number 1 ranked Guitar Hero guitarist in the world. And I don't know if you remember Through the Fire and the Flames. Like, but he could 100% that song with one hand.
Nice.
Yeah. It's actually pretty cool. Like, if you watch some of his videos, like, they're pretty insane. Like, watching this kid just, use his fingers that quickly.
Dude, I couldn't beat medium on one, with 2 hands. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Why is it that Chris and I both go to the same direction? I'm not gonna lie. I stopped listening a long time ago, and then I heard watching that boy move his fingers that fast. And for some reason, my subconscious kicked out, and my conscious kicked back in. It's like fingering. Oh,
Game recognized game,
Yeah,
boys.
and then I creepishly got closer to my mic and went, yeah, fingering.
Fingering. Hey, speaking of Epos Vox, Don.
Yeah.
What's the chances you think we could get him on here?
Slim, but not impossible. I mean,
Well,
we're a little outside of his wheelhouse in terms of our humor, but I don't know, maybe.
I mean, he's
he
got
might
the
be-
message, but you can send him a message on Twitter. He hasn't disabled it yet.
Dude, yeah, he might be swayed by my 31 Twitter followers. You never know.
Well, here's the thing. We can't offer a lot of outreach when we reach out to these people, but what we can offer is a damn good time and a place for you to tell your life story that you've been wanting to tell everyone forever, but you didn't want to come across as some sort of narcissist or some shit and just like talking about yourself. Like, but here's a chance. You can talk about yourself now. You can tell us about how you started from nothing and worked your way to the top. And we're also going to ask you some very inappropriate questions about your dick.
Good to know. Still haven't been asked, but
So apparently, on those websites that sell Twitter followers,
Followers or accounts?
well, I'm just looking up like how much it costed. Let's say like you couldn't purchase a Twitter account that had like a massive reach like that, but instead you just built up your own account. It looks like option A, 1,000 followers for $49.
Bots.
Probably bots.
Yeah, it's a bot site.
You
$12,
here's the thing.
$16.
Here's the thing when it comes to that stuff, right? Because I know a few Twitter accounts that I am almost 100% sure is cocked full of bots. Like one of them in particular has like 40-something thousand followers, but their posts typically only get between 20 to 100 likes. Depending on how interesting their tweet is. So that's a problem. If you buy a shit ton of bots for your Twitter account, and let's say all of a sudden you've got 5,000 followers, but your tweets still only get 3 likes, it's going to come off kind of weird. Like, and that's going to come off weird to just people looking at your Twitter. No, that's not going to, hold any weight when you're like talking to sponsorships and they're like, okay, yeah, sure, show me your Twitter analytics. And it's like, well, I've got 40,000 followers. It's like, no. How many times do your tweets get clicked on or interacted with?
It's all about that engagement, baby.
Yes, sir. But, however, that's if you went the drastic route. Like, I'm not trying to encourage anyone to do this, but if you added an extra 500 followers to your Twitter account, no one would ever know. It wouldn't really make that much of a difference. It wouldn't look that far-fetched. Would it help you much more? I don't know. Probably not. But
yeah, and I think subconsciously people actually look at your Twitter and it's like, oh, it's 1,200 followers. They're a little bit bigger than me. So you might get some ignorant, influencers.
That if you follow Ravaging Savage, you're an idiot.
So dumb, dude. So dumb.
bro, if you want to hear some funny shit here, so I got followed by it on Twitch not too long ago. So I'm sitting at a hefty 14,000 followers on Twitch right now. And only 2,600 of them are real, if I had my guess.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't really, I guess I could have I don't know, a lot of people recommended websites and shit that you could go to and remove them. I just didn't fucking bother with it. Didn't give a shit. Followers don't mean shit on Twitch. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by saying that. But
the follower
turns
amount
out
doesn't mean shit on Twitch.
There you go. The
Followers
number doesn't mean yes,
something.
the followers mean something. Like if people follow you, genuinely follow you, and they want to keep up with you, that means something. But then you've also got people that's like, I'm going to follow this guy and hope he follows me back. Or I'm going to follow this guy because I've seen his name before, but I'm never, ever going to watch him. Not once. Never. Nope. He's not even live right now. I'm just going to hit follow and never tune in ever. So it really, followers really doesn't mean anything. However, I've been interacting with a lot of different posts on Instagram and Twitter, just kind of farming the likes and farming impressions and stuff, and just going through and doing that thing that content creators do. And I've had several people be like, oh, hey, cool, I see you're a streamer. I'm going to follow you on Twitch. And then they'll message me right back and be like, holy cow, you've got 14,000 followers. That's insane. And it's like, ugh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, dude, I'm a massive streamer. You should follow and subscribe.
You're
14,000 followers, and I
two-time.
average 35. Let's go.
Yeah. Which honestly, that's not too far fetched either, though. That's the thing. Here, let's take a look at my friend Ashik here. He has. Wait, how the fuck do you tell how many followers? He's got 73,500
Anal lickets.
followers. Yes, he's got He's got 73,000 followers. And he averages 200 viewers.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
at
he's
one
been
point
plotted.
he averaged, maybe, but at one point he averaged a lot more. What I'm trying to say is most people don't go through and delete, clean out their following, the people they follow that often. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do.
That's true. I definitely do. I'm following maybe 30 or 40 people. And I watch almost all their streams. You
guys are a little different. Most people generally aren't going to just go through and sift through and unfollow people. It's just a lot of extra time and effort. They don't really give a shit. So you're gonna have people with 100,000 followers with 20 average viewers because at one point they were a big thing and now they're just not that big of a deal anymore.
Oh, like all PUBG streamers. I get it.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
pretty much. Ooh, shots fired.
Shots fired.
Yeah, but so it's kind of like hell. I mean, look at all the partners out there on Twitch that have literally 10 to 15 viewers, if that. But there's still a partner on Twitch because at one point, maybe for 35 days straight, they averaged 80 viewers, and Twitch was like, "Yep, here you go. You can get a badge."
Well, that's kind of why you're seeing a lot more, especially in the past year or so. You're seeing Twitch reject a lot more partner applications.
That's bullshit. Bullshit.
Is it?
Yes, bullshit. That's bullshit. No, you see Twitch reject these applications because they can't get their fucking own head out of their own ass. Like, everyone's like, oh, just reapply. It took me 17 times before they approved me. Yeah, it's because it went across 17 different people's desks before one simp looked at it and said, ho, 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 and approved it. Like, it's bullshit.
So you're saying, take a look at Roly-Poly. Don't have a chance.
No, I'm saying that it just takes the right person approving your shit.
And I mean, last week you told me I was pretty. And now that means nothing to you?
Hey, I didn't know
Or are you saying that means nothing to Twitch staff?
Why do you
I think
close
you're pretty hot.
your eyes when we make love?
Why are the lights always off?
But it's pretty fucking obvious, right? Because somebody will apply for partner, get denied. They'll apply again, get denied. Somebody that is not even close to the kind of reach this person has. Somebody that is just this little drop in the bucket applies, gets accepted first try. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Politics. Definitely politics.
It's not even, I don't even think it's politics. I think it's, what do you think that when every time someone applies for partnership, it goes to the same dude's desk in some corporate office and he looks at it and he's the one that
Wait,
makes
did we already talk about Rolly?
No, I was going to bring that up. Like, take a look at Roly Polyautomus or whatever, however you say his name, got rejected because of marijuana content. They said that his channel seemed to be, too much about marijuana. But then
and
this
Josh
girl,
OG is over here.
No. Even better. Like, and I'm not shitting on this girl's success. Congratulations to this chick. I don't remember her name.
Congratulations
for getting partnered.
to her.
But she literally has the word cannabis in her Twitch name. It was like Julie Cannabis or some shit like that. Like, that is her Twitch
Her name is like Cannabis Kush.
I'm sure I could find her just by typing in. No, I can't. I have no fucking clue. But her name literally has the word cannabis
we commented
in
on it.
Twitch.
You're in a thread.
Yeah, but
the hypocrisy is real, and we've seen that time and time again.
It's not even necessarily like a hypocrisy. I think hypocrisy applies if one person says not you, but then that same person says, oh no, you can come on in, but not that guy, even though you guys are identical twins. You know what I mean? Like, that's hypocrisy. What Twitch has is a very shitty lack of communication and having a level, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they have rules, but they don't seem to, like, they have guidelines. That's it. It's like they have guidelines. It's like, we prefer you.
Holly Cannabis.
That's it. Holly Cannabis. Shout out to Holly Cannabis. Congratulations on being partnered. We're not shitting on you. We're shitting on Twitch right now. If you listen to this, which she won't.
I just feel like Twitch in general has a lot of people that are running it that have never really run anything, and the streaming platform just blew up past their ability to control it, and now we're just reaping the unfortunate.
I think it's just the way they run it. Because I would be willing to bet money that the majority of the moderation staff, the people that are making these like moderation decisions, are working from home. Like, they probably have never stepped foot in the Twitch office except for once or twice for like some sort of a meeting. They all work from home. They get these little papers that they look at, and their job is to sift through accounts. And this account was reported for this. This account applied for partnership. And each one of those people are making their own opinionated, fueled judgments on whether this person gets banned or whether this person gets a partnership or whatever. Well, so the point I'm making is, while this guy over here might be easygoing, laid back, there we go, and he just like takes kind of everything, and he's like, oh yeah, I see some potential here. I'm gonna, he's a cool guy. But then this person 7 states over looks at an application and is like, oh no. This guy smokes weed. That's terrible look for Twitch, and it hurts my feelings. No, he cannot be partnered. You know
Well,
what I mean?
To be fair, weed is the devil's lettuce and should never be brought onto any platform ever, and should not even be smoked.
I can agree with you on that.
So
I can definitely agree with you on that. If you smoke weed, by the way, to
No
anybody
sarcasm,
listening to
right?
this right now, if you're listening to this right now and you smoke weed,
You're a piece of shit.
you're a piece of shit. Do you
Yeah.
realize what weed does to you?
have you not seen the commercials?
It makes you hungry.
Alish, tell them what
Gateway
weed
drug.
does to you.
Gives you hemorrhoids.
Gives you hemorrhoids. That's right. And hemorrhoids are bad. Have you ever popped a hemorrhoid?
I
Gives
can
your
attest
grandma
to the
hemorrhoids.
fact that one particular thing is not true. But as I saw in a commercial one time, it does make you grab your dad's shotgun and put it in your mouth.
Oh
What?
yeah,
That's a true story.
I forgot about that
What?
commercial.
That's a commercial. What?
Yeah,
Hold the fucking phone. Let me
I
get
think
on
Don and
YouTube.
I are on the same page. But there's a commercial. There's an anti-weed smoking commercial by the
It
Dare.
was
Dale,
in Harold
Dare
and Kumar goes to White
Anti-weed.
Castle.
No, listen,
Anti-weed
listen,
commercial.
Listen. It's a couple of kids smoking weed in like their dad's like office, which is like the last place that kids would ever smoke weed. But they're like smoking weed in like this dude's office. And one of the kids like gets up and like grabs like finds a fucking
Bro, I'm
shotgun
so
like in a
Is it
fucking
old?
closet. Yeah. It was like
Dude,
back
it's
when I was a kid.
literally it's well, the one I'm familiar with is in the movie Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, and Harold and Kumar are sitting on the couch getting high, and they see this, public service announcement, and are fucking dying laughing because I mean it's super out there, but it is a direct
I found it.
parody of
found
everything
it
from
too.
the
I beat you
80s
to
and
it.
90s.
I bet you do it. I got you. I bet you do. I just sent it to you guys. What are you
Well,
doing? No.
We'll have a link in the chat or in the description for anybody
No,
who
we
wants
won't.
to view this video.
I'm gonna forget to add it. Just look up anti-weed commercial gun on YouTube. That's what I looked up, and it's the first thing that pops up. It's the really purple filtered looking video with the blonde headed kid holding a blunt. It's pretty good. Good
I
stuff.
fucking busted up laughing and he goes, I fucking love that shit.
I mean, it's super over the top, and to be fair, like all of those PSAs from the 80s and 90s were just not representative of anything that drug use leads to. Like, oh, this is your brain on drugs. It's like, dude, you just made
Yeah,
an
they
egg
show,
and
like,
now I'm hungry. Like, thank you.
And they show like a tank running over a watermelon.
Right, like just ridiculous shit. It's like,
Like, wait,
okay,
what?
yeah, you're definitely deterring drug use with these shitty PSAs.
It might have saved one kid, and that one kid means everything.
If we can save just one child.
It was all worth it.
Yeah. Because of those, now I'm afraid
Life
of
is
eggs.
valuable. You
What,
may be
you're
dead
afraid
on
of
the
eggs?
inside, but I'll be
Yep.
goddamned if you're dead on the outside.
Yeah, eggs remind me of brains on drugs now, so I don't want eggs.
Oh, are you afraid of drugs?
Chicken
Delicious
abortions.
brains on drugs.
But
Chicken
are you
abortions.
afraid of drugs?
Am I afraid of drugs?
Yeah, you're afraid of eggs. What about drugs?
No, not at all.
You're
Oh.
afraid of eggs? You're not
Yeah.
really afraid of eggs, are you?
It's an irrational fear of scrambled eggs.
No,
I mean, I don't know about
You
you
need to stop
guys,
it.
but like one of those, those hypotheticals from Dare has definitely come true. I mean, every single day of my life, I'm offered drugs, and I'm like, no.
by
Just
who?
say no,
Wait,
guys. That
like
it
work
works
peers or
every
something?
time. And then you
What's the
say
last
no, but
drug
then you
you
do
were
the
offered?
drugs because they're amazing.
Wait, who offers it to you? Like work peers?
Everyone,
Everyone?
Everyone.
fellow Twitch streamers.
Oh, so when I was doing
walking
drugs,
down my house in 5 months.
so wait, when I was doing drugs when I was younger, why wasn't everybody walking up to me and offering me free drugs?
All I just
Well, what-
picture is like Don walking down the street and it's like, hey, you want some drugs? And he's like, yeah, why not?
Absolutely. Well, no,
Just
you,
keeps
you'd say no.
walking.
Hold
Hey,
on,
want
hold
some
on.
drugs? Yeah.
Of
Just
course.
had some, but
Unleash-
sure.
At least you have to realize that Don's in a much different environment than we are. He spends a lot of time with hippies.
Oh no.
Don,
Bro,
where
I'm
are
in
you from?
California.
I currently reside in northern Kentucky, very close to Cincinnati, Ohio.
I had no idea that there was even hippies in Kentucky.
Yeah, me neither.
I thought it was
No,
just a lot of corn.
they have gatherings called concerts
Music
and
festivals?
festivals.
Yeah, I prior to this whole pandemic thing,
So
did a fair
weird.
amount of traveling. But I seek out like-minded people, and most of those people, aside from the ones that turn out to be flat earthers and anti-vaxxers, are just really good people that enjoy altering their brain chemistry. I don't necessarily partake, but I can see the merit.
Hey guys, is this the alcoholism, NASCAR, gun loving, pot smoking, drug addiction, fucking Kentucky fried chicken loving AA meeting? Oh, good. I'm in the right place.
I mean, what I love about my
I seek this out directly. So weird that I found this.
the state I live in, recently, within the past year or two, finally elected a governor that is a Democrat. Kentucky has a Democrat governor. And with this whole pandemic thing, he, pretty much since the beginning has been like, hey guys, wear a mask. If you
Knock
leave
off
the
the hippie
state,
shit.
quarantine in place, and, just doing all these, what should be common sense things. And half of the state is just up in arms about, my freedoms and just shit like that. And it's been hilarious to watch from the inside. But yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that. But Kentucky is a very, it's more diverse than you would think. Like when you think of Kentucky, you think horses, booze, and rednecks. And I don't mean the good kind of rednecks. I mean fucking hillbillies, right? And there are millions of fucking hillbillies in Kentucky, especially anywhere near the Tennessee and or West Virginia borders. Holy shit. There are some fucking toothless hilljacks down there.
I went into like the not the swamp area of Mississippi, but I was in a deep south area of Mississippi where I could barely understand anybody that I talked to in the area. They were speaking English, but their accent, their southern accent and their slang and their lingo for everything and stuff like that.
It was their English.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it might as well have been a different language. It was fucking crazy.
You could say the same for Cajun people.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Segura said it best. Like, we don't need a wall between us and Mexico. We need a wall between us and Louisiana.
It's actually like a running story that I tell to people sometimes because my best friend Bob loves the story. So like sometimes when we're hanging out, he's like, tell us a story about when you went to Mississippi the first time again. And it's funny because like the first I had to stop and get fuel in my truck. And I swear to God, this fucking drunk I don't know how to explain him. He was a fucking hillbilly. Like he's like the movie idea that people that have never seen a hillbilly in their life or like what people think Americans look like dumb hillbillies with no teeth, no shirt, slacks with one of them undone, carrying a banjo, hammered drunk, barefooted, with a mullet, walking into a fucking gas station to go.
Okay, first off, don't disparage people with mullets.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that that's like what people that have never seen like a redneck, like I don't know, like a hillbilly, like when people make fun of Americans, like that's how they try to make themselves sound. Like that's what I saw walking to the gas station with a banjo in hand, and I was
I feel like
what the fuck?
You like just described my Friday night minus the mullet and minus the banjo. It's just me drunkly stumbling into a gas station with my overalls.
You and Don are going to get along just fine.
Like,
this is going to be great. Are you kidding me?
I'm like 3 beers deep at this point. This is great. Having a great time.
I'm also on my third beer. I actually stepped away when Chris was
I
starting his
mentioned
story here.
alcohol one time, and here we go.
It's a great area to talk about. And to be honest with you, now I'm just curious about Don's, beer choice.
Ask him about whiskey. I'll tell you all about it.
Oh yeah, you
He
don't want to know
drinks
about
fucking gasoline.
my beer choice. My beer choice is
Pure ethanol.
cheap. Okay, if I have a beer in my house, it's a Bud Light almost every time. I do appreciate craft beers.
God
Huge
damn,
fan
he
of
loves
Belgians.
NASCAR.
Huge fan of wit beers. I'm actually starting to get back into NASCAR after 12 years, mostly thanks to sim racing. Like it actually rekindled my interest. I'm actually glad of the steps that NASCAR has taken recently. Rallying behind Bubba Wallace, the only black driver at the top tier of NASCAR. Coming to his defense when people are like, "Oh, he made all that shit up." Anyway, that's a whole different topic. But
Yep.
what I personally love, living in a former Confederate state, is the banning of Confederate flags. Holy shit. That is a massive step that I never thought NASCAR, something that was born in the Carolinas, would ever do. It's amazing.
I agree.
Yeah. You know what? My favorite part about all that is seeing everyone get their panties in a ruffle on Facebook. I love it.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I've got some fucking hillbilly family. I know you do probably tenfold, being from the deep South. But I've got some family members that like still fly that flag, and I'm like, you guys are idiots. Like, let it go, man. First off, that's not your heritage. You live in fucking Ohio. Secondly, you just look fucking stupid, except to other like-minded people.
There's people that get really upset and say, "This is my family heritage."
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
your family heritage is
They get really
losers
defensive.
who are literal traitors to this country. Okay.
Can you imagine in Germany where they're flying Hitler's flag? It's like, this is my heritage. Can you
that is
imagine that going well?
extremely illegal in Germany.
Right. Like, can you
Yeah.
imagine that actually happening though? And then it doesn't happen anymore because they've done
Dude.
away with it.
Well, there is a movie on Netflix. I believe it's a Netflix original called Look Who's Back. And it starts off and it's just like a movie, right? They're all actors. And then halfway through the movie, they switch it up. And they take their actor dressed as Hitler, acting like Hitler, and take him out Borat style into the streets. And just the number of people that are just like, yep, I agree with your ideals is staggering.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely
crazy.
eye-opening.
It's wild.
I have a member of my community who is German, and I asked him questions about that stuff, and he said that people don't even really like to talk about, like, it's basically illegal to even talk about Nazism outside of an educational standpoint, like historical standpoint, to like learn about it, and that's it. If you like basically even talk about it, your ass goes to prison.
Yeah, and the problem I think here is that once we try and like ban that type of speech, I guess people would say, is automatically we're in a fascist government because they're banning speech, even though it's like hateful. Banning the Confederate flag is hateful, but it's eliminating free speech. So automatically we're fascist.
Yeah, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, and that's really why there's so much debate around it. Like here in the U.S., obviously we have the First Amendment, where you are protected, from persecution by the government based on the words you say, with exceptions. Like threats, like I'm going to kill you, and then you try to kill that person. Like that's obviously illegal. But like you can voice any political opinion you want, but the government can't come after you for that. And on the other side of it, if you do censor, people that like take Reddit as a prime example, where they've gone through and recently banned a whole bunch of subreddits that have just had just a shitload of hateful rhetoric, and like those users didn't go anywhere. They still communicate with each other and are still trying to propagate their ideals just through different methods. So on the one hand, yes, you kind of remove them from the public eye, which I think is good because they use that as a recruiting tactic. On the other hand, you kind of drive them underground where it makes it harder to find them and identify them and be like, yeah, no, that guy like hates other races because they're a different race.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though, is that people think that racism is a political view. It's not. That's not anywhere. So it shouldn't be defended by the First Amendment. If you decide like, oh, my taxes are a little too high, and you try and eliminate that person's view, then yeah, obviously that violates the First Amendment. But if somebody says like, I hate a specific race, that's ridiculous. That's not political. That's just you being an asshole. And that's not defended by the First Amendment. Nobody disagrees that the First Amendment is very important, but also I'm pretty sure most agree that racism is not right.
Except for those that hold racist views.
Correct.
Which is a massive portion of our country.
Right.
And I mean, really the world. But in our country, like it's in the spotlight right now.
It's all over the world. It's not just our country. There's massively fucking racist areas of countries all over the world. Jews.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially.
You look at Israel and Palestine,
right.
it's like the pinnacle of, complete racism and
There's
elimination
still
of culture.
Yeah, there's still a massive what would you call it? Community of people that just blame Jews for everything and want them dead, essentially.
I mean,
yeah.
That as long as there are people that are different from other people, you're going to have racism. Like you're never going to solve it. Like you can't just put a blanket bill over it and the government say, okay, it's illegal, and it just fixes it, because people are just still going to feel that way. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, hell, even animals can be racist. Like, fuck, I've seen dogs before. Like, if a black man walks into your house, dog's like, fuck, that's a different colored human being. It's like, as long as people look different, there's always going to be racism. But we
can take steps as a society.
We already are, though. We already are. Like, we have to look at where we are now versus where we were 20, 30 years ago. Like, we're getting better. The biggest step is getting rid of people dying. Eventually, old people die out that hold all these extremely racist views, and you replace the population with people that were raised in a more progressive state.
So that's okay. So I have a very strong opinion on this, right? So I feel like that is the biggest reason why in November, as a society, we need to go out and vote, because the average age that is running this country right now is staggeringly high. And when we're having two different presidential candidates that are over 70 considerably, that's a problem.
I completely agree.
I agree, but can I throw a curveball at you?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're talking about presidential elections, right?
Presidential Congress. Congress is one of the oldest Congresses that we've ever had in entirety.
Okay.
Bernie Sanders is like the fucking crypt keeper.
Well, he dropped. Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I'm all for like voting for like things you have control over, but I haven't voted for a president in a while now because it's fucking useless. For me, at least.
It's unfortunate that you believe that, though, right? Because,
I have voted for ever since I was able to vote, but it's useless. I live in a very red state, and the state that I used to live in was a very red state. My vote never counted.
Here's the problem, though. This is the problem. and this is what I know Spade wants to get to. The problem is how many people think just like you.
Yep.
Hopefully enough that they decide to change the way that voting is done.
That's not
It's
going to
fucking
change.
stupid.
They've tried,
it's
but that's
fucking
not going to
stupid.
change.
They've
There's
tried
a lot of
they-
people.
Yeah, but this
There's a lot of people
the
that
electoral
wholeheartedly
college
agree.
was designed.
You guys
There's
just
a
gonna keep
large
stepping on each other?
population. There is a large population of people that think that the ground has a say in things. It's like, well, that's a bigger state. It deserves more voting, and that right there is a small. Look, the fucking ground don't vote, moron. The people in it do. I hate it when people throw that argument at you, man. It's like, well, that city has way more people. They shouldn't have more power than like. It's more people. It affects more people. If you do a popular vote and the majority of people say this is who we want, wouldn't that be best for the majority of people?
It'd be
Okay, our
interesting
arguments-
to see them get rid of the party system altogether, and you just vote for what you believe in instead of a party. You know,
I agree with
agree.
that. But popular vote versus electoral college aside, I feel like where Alex is going with that is if more people simply get out and vote, if more of the population is heard, then we can maybe start to affect change. Like I personally I didn't vote in 2016. I was apathetic. I was like, it's going to be a shit show either way. Little did I know, what was going to transpire. But, it's very popular. It's
right.
important that more, especially young people, get out there and make their voices heard, because almost everybody I talk to is like, nah, man, I don't vote. Like, it doesn't do shit. It's like, well, yeah, because you don't fucking vote.
That's the popular view right now,
but-
is that it
but-
doesn't do anything. But however,
Yeah, but-
if we change that view,
How do we
Nathan,
change it?
by going out and voting, Nathan, like,
And what does that do? We already see what that does. They say, well, Hillary Clinton here had the vast majority of the popular vote, but we still picked this fuck off over here.
Well,
yeah, but have you seen the numbers of like at age and eligible people that can vote versus the amount of people that actually vote? It's a very
Old
small
people vote.
It's a
Right.
very small percentage of people that have actually gone out and voted compared to who is actually eligible to vote.
correct. And it is, and exactly what Don said, is old people vote. And guess what? It's because we have 65 and older like dominating Congress and the presidential election, and that's the view that is being pushed. Us millennials and young people are not being represented in Congress, and our views are not being represented, and that's why you're having these issues today, is because we're more understanding and more humanizing than the older generations, because they grew up in a different time. So they grew up with different other culture and different values that we just grew out of. We don't believe in them.
I agree with that. I just don't see like I'm gonna throw this at you. A what if, all right? And then we're gonna see if we can stop making this a political podcast. But I want to hear, because I want you to convince me of something, right? All right. Everyone that can vote goes out and votes. Like, I know it's never going to happen, but everyone that can goes out and votes. And they all, quote, quote, let their voices be heard by putting a check mark in a box and sticking that piece of paper in the box. Now what?
What do you want me to convince you?
Yeah, what do you mean now what?
Now what? Everyone goes out and votes. Now what?
Then the people's voices are heard. What exactly do you mean?
Their voices are heard. What do you mean they're heard? They put a mark in a box and stuck it in a little hole, and then they walked out of the voting place that they went to.
They count
and
the votes, and
then they count all the votes up, and then a bunch of old white people in a fucking building somewhere say, well, we see that the majority of the people wanted to vote for this person, but we as representatives of this state feel that this person's better.
I see what you're getting at there, and there are multiple lawsuits across the U.S. currently trying to basically force the Electoral College
Well, the
to
Supreme,
vote in line with the people. I
the
believe
Supreme
it's in the
Court
Supreme
passed
Court
it.
right
Yeah,
now.
they passed it last week that every.
Oh, really?
Yes, they did. So your electoral college has to vote with the popular vote of your state.
Okay, now that's good. I
We're,
like
we're
the
on
way.
right.
See?
We're on the right page.
I like that. I
We're-
like that.
we're
So
moving in the
we're
right
getting
direction.
places. We're
So
getting
that's
places with
why
that.
it's so important for everybody to go out and vote, because now the popular
Yeah.
vote of your area is what's going to be important. So if you're
That's
not voting,
good. That's
then
good.
you're not heard.
See
Yeah.
that? Well, we weren't heard before, but now we are, and I like that. I like that. It looks like that they're making the right steps because before you weren't heard.
I really feel
As a
like
matter of fact, you were ridiculed.
I really feel like the most recent generations, especially right now, are extremely passionate about politics and their opinions being heard more so than the millennial generation. And
Yeah, we just don't have time to go out and vote because we're having to work 3
can-
jobs and
you can make
drive
time.
Uber at night.
Your job literally is legally mandated to give you time.
Wait, does your job allow you to?
Yes,
Is that,
Yeah,
is
they
that a legal
legally
thing?
by law, you
They
have to.
legally have to
federally.
give you time to vote.
Oh, that's
even
interesting.
if it's you taking, you clock out, of course, like they don't have to pay you for it, but you go, I'm going to
Oh,
go
that's
vote.
cool.
Today's the day that, everyone goes out and votes. I'm going to go vote. You take the time away from your job. Your job cannot punish you for wanting to do that. It's your legal right.
How are we going to vote this year?
There's mail-in ballots and you can go to voting stations, but since of COVID, it's probably going to be mostly mail-in.
Yeah,
What are you
I'm
gonna-
registered as a mail-in voter in Kentucky.
Yeah. Same.
They
I
don't
don't-
make it easy, right? They don't make voting easy, and
I'm
it's a pain in the
probably-
ass.
No, they don't.
And by they, you mean specific people currently in charge of the government.
Well, I'm not pointing the finger because I don't know who controls
I
that
am.
form of it. But they don't make it easy. With the technological advancements that we can easily change voting. I feel like it could be a lot easier for everybody to just quickly vote, but it's not there yet for whatever.
Dude,
reason.
if you had a secured government, if you went online and you're like, hey, I'm registering to vote, the government goes, okay, here's a link to create your secure voting profile on the government website, which is going to be third party. It would be third party like watched, I guess you would say.
Right,
So the
yeah.
government isn't in control of it. It's a company that isn't swayed at all by anything. They just count the votes and send them in, or they just match up the dots with whatever, right? You could do that very easily. You could have the government be like, okay, you're a registered voter. Here's your link. Fill out the survey to what you're voting for, send it in. Maybe you send all of that information somehow. Maybe it's encrypted in some way to where it's sent to a third party thing. Each question just has a set of dots. Whatever the dots match up goes into a certain pile. Boom, you get your vote without a bias, and it's a secure way to get sent in without him getting lost in the mail. It's fucking easy, man. But our government refuses to outside of certain areas, like our military is very technologically advanced, but our government itself is very behind in technology. It's a lot easier than than we're making it.
I mean, we could spend hours talking about the pros and cons of different voting methods. There's issues like that go beyond that, like gerrymandering, for instance. Just making like congressional districts not representative of their particular area. Like where I live, if you live in metropolitan Cincinnati, Ohio, your vote is lumped in with people that live 45 minutes away out in the sticks, as though somehow those are representative of a population. And those lines were drawn in a particular way to keep a particular party in power. So I agree with you, Chris, when you say that we just need to abolish political parties. That would be ideal. to me.
I mean, literally just getting rid of the name would be all you'd have to do, because
It's
then
just like an SAT test, dude. Like they literally run it through a machine, and it scans where you have your circles filled in, and it marks it. It knows what the question is in the system. Like there's no one seeing what you voted for.
Not
There's
to mention
no
those
point.
systems are extremely easily hacked.
Yeah, but there's no point. There's no point in going to a voting station where like no one can see what you're voting for, and then you stick it into a fucking box, and then people counting the votes. Like there's going to be bias there. There's going to be people that are counting these votes and sticking them in boxes, and they're just going to be like, "Whoops, I accidentally lost that bag." Like
It's
there's just
happened
gonna be
before.
people that are like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why there's lawsuits
Yeah.
right now. There's multiple states that have gone through that, where they're just like, this many people showed up and voted, but there's this many votes actually missing from the building. Like they're just not here.
Hmm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they were deleted. Because there was multiple places that people went to where they were working with computers to vote. People would walk into a booth, press their button on the screen on all the questions that, like a multiple answer, just like on your computer, it's like a touch screen thing. They would vote, and later the vote was allegedly swayed. It was changed in the system somehow, and not
Russia.
not how it was supposed to be reflected. So
yeah.
it's in my opinion, it's very easily achieved by when you register to vote each year, or each election. You register with a new email address or something like that. You get a secure link sent to that email address. You use it right there on the spot when you register to vote, and then the way that it's submitted would be to where no one sees any names or anything like that. It just goes directly into the system and counts towards the vote. There's no swaying it. It would go to third party or something where no one has any contact with it. They just make sure that the system runs correctly. You'd have to vet that company, obviously, but
You know what I think, guys?
I think it's pretty achievable.
How do we dig
I
ourselves
think-
out of this hole?
I think Chris for president 2020.
Fuck that.
I'm in. You don't want it. That's
Yep.
why you'd be
You got my
perfect for
vote.
it.
No.
I'm gonna write in asylum jerk as my
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. I'm gonna release a huge scandal about your penis.
Oh, he's even got the Ooh, I love where this is going.
I would admit to
so
it.
good.
Easily
You're gonna
admit
have
Yes, that is mine.
I'm gonna say that
I'm
I
proud of
kissed
it.
you, and like there's gonna be a whole scandal and everything.
It's
I can't wait.
2020.
That's true.
It's not a big deal anymore for two men to kiss.
So you're not denying it.
No.
It's a big deal to some people.
Yeah, you just lost the whole Southern vote.
Well, you know what? If the biggest scandal of my presidential election, or what do they call it when you run?
Candidacy.
presidential election. I think.
No,
I think that's what
Your
what do you
candidacy.
call you
Your
yes,
your
yes.
campaign.
No,
Yes, the campaign, yes,
there's a
that's-
different word.
No, shut up.
Campaign. That's it. Campaign.
Campaign.
If that would be the worst part, is that I had sexual relations with another streamer on Twitch.
Now, it'd have to be
That wouldn't be
consensual.
too bad, really, compared to some other shit that's happened in our fucking current political system.
That's accurate.
At least I didn't delete the emails. I was like, yeah, I did send that to him. You're right. He told me to do it. I have witnesses
That's my dick.
that heard him threaten, you won't. You won't send me a dick pic. I'm like, bitch, the motherfucker, I won't.
Wait, how does that stand up in court? Like,
Harassment. Complete harassment.
It'd be sexual harassment.
No, hold the fuck on though. You said I'm going to send you a picture of my dick, and Spade says you won't.
Yeah.
No,
do it.
you won't.
Do it. You
Like,
won't.
how does the court hear that?
I'd
would
probably
win that.
lose.
This
I would win that.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
probably lose.
that doesn't hold up in court at all.
I would win that all day. As soon as he
How about-
says do it, you won't. They'd be like, well, this case is settled.
did he
Yeah,
say
he
do
was
it?
challenged.
Or did
Literally
he say
asked
you
for a dick
won't?
pic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. If
Oh,
anything,
yeah, you're
now
You're
I'm
fucked,
going to be on the
Alish.
I'm going to be on the political stage of asking a man for a penis pic.
And then every news platform talks about the size and
The
you know,
girthiness.
the strength.
I feel like if you ran for president, it would be
Be a
kind of
strong
like
feature.
it'd be like Elon Musk. Like everything Elon Musk does, no matter how quote quote controversial it is, just gets turned into a meme and everyone laughs about it. It's like he
Really
smokes
happy.
weed and everyone's like, "Haha, look at that, man! That is so funny."
Really
Like,
happy.
hold,
if-
hold the
if-
fuck on a second. We're gonna have a truck driver running for president. What the fuck? Annie kissed another man
He's speaking for the
And
common
sent a dick
man.
pic.
and sent a dick pic to another man. My feelings are so confused. He appears conservative, but he acts democratic. I'm so confused right now.
Honestly, that's
The
I
perfect
would say that's
candidate.
probably the most common misconception about me. Like people that don't know me that like happen into my stream, they see me racing NASCAR with a mullet and a beard, and I live in Kentucky, and I happen to like bluegrass, not country. Country is garbage, but bluegrass, and they assume that I'm a certain kind of way, when in reality I'm very much the opposite of what a lot of people assume.
And that is racism.
Boom.
Yep.
Yep.
And they'll stand there and they'll be
Yep.
like, I'm not racist, but if you got to say that before a sentence, you probably shouldn't say the rest of that sentence, motherfucker.
Yeah, the rest of that sentence is going to be racist as fuck. Every
I'm not
single time.
racist, but you live
I'm not
where
racist.
and you
Hold
do
on.
what? You must
I'm
hate
not
this
racist,
because you're
but-
that.
I'm not racist, but I really enjoy ice cream.
That's one of my favorite arguments for that particular statement.
Yeah.
You turn it on its head. You know?
Okay.
There you go.
So you don't appreciate yogurt. I see. That's cool.
Actually, I really don't.
See?
Even though I
That's-
heard it's supposed to make you poop better.
I can tell by
Get
the way
out.
you look that you don't enjoy yogurt, and it's disconcerting.
Yeah.
Soft serve is the ice cream of the people. And if you don't like it, you can get out of my podcast.
You know what the bad thing
cultured.
is?
Cultured.
I was really gonna hit you with
Literally
that joke,
cultured.
that little sidewinder, and be like, "I'm not racist," but then everything I thought of to say after that,
fucking
I was
racist.
like,
It's fucking
it
racist.
sounded like it could have been made racist. Like I almost said, "I'm not racist, but I like chocolate," but then I was like, "No, that's kind of racist. I can't say
vanilla.
that." Hmm.
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Oh wait, nope, can't say that either. Like
Oh,
fuck, everything's
Alabama.
racist when you say I'm not racist.
I don't think it's racist for you to say I like chocolate.
Yeah, it's
It
not
It
even
is
said-
when you
right.
follow
It's
it.
not even close.
It is when you follow it with I'm not racist, but
It's the undertones. You gotta
Oh,
you gotta
yeah.
read between
No,
the
if you were
lines
like-
of the message.
It depends. Yes, it depends on the context. But if you were like, I'm not racist, but the superior ice cream is easily chocolate. White is disgusting and needs to be wiped off the fucking food table.
Wow.
If you said that, that's racist. You didn't say that. You said I like chocolate.
No, I said like ice cream.
Right. But you did say I like chocolate after that.
Wow.
As
You
an
just,
Well, I
put,
do
him,
example.
you
like
just put him
chocolate.
in. You just put him into a bin there, Chris.
So
And you just assumed that he liked chocolate.
he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Strawberry.
Strawberry is really good,
you
actually.
can you can get out.
I feel like strawberry
no.
ice, I feel like
Hold on,
strawberry
when's the
ice
last
cream
time
is
you
too
put-
strong. If it's the real strawberry, like if they take vanilla and they chop up strawberries and they mix it together like they do at what's that ice cream place?
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone. Yes, thank you.
Dairy Queen. Oh.
No. Cold Stone, man. Cold Stone forever. If you like ice cream, like real ice cream with real toppings and just fucking good ice cream, you go to Cold
Just
Stone.
folded over on that ice cold marble slab. Cold
dude, they
Stone.
literally-
Please, for the love of God, sponsor
They're
us.
like, what do you they're like, what do you want in your ice cream? You're like, I'll take those strawberries. They take strawberries, chuck it into the ice cream and fucking chop it up and toss it on like an ice cold slab. And it,
oh, they toss
freezes.
it good,
They really do
toss-
toss it great.
they toss
and
that
then they
fruit
sing when you tip them. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What? Did they?
salad. Wait, what? Do they really?
Have you never been to the Cold Stone Creamery that is closest to my house? If you tip them, I think it's like $5 or more, depending on the size of your order. They get together and sing a song. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just like some
Wow.
local management. Like, it's not like a company policy that they do that or whatever. But like, they do that, and it just creates this whole spectacle, and then more people tip. So I'm for it.
So where do
That
you
sounds
live?
like some
I
Twitch
wanna-
shit right there.
Yeah.
Wait, did
I
they
would-
force them to do that? Did they say like, if you're gonna work here, if someone tips, you gotta fucking sing, bitch?
No, like I said, I don't think it's like a corporate policy. I don't think it's like forced on them at all. Like, they legitimately, like, if you tip them $5 on a $10 ice cream order, which is 2 ice cream cones or something like that, they like do like a short little they like 2 verses, right? Like, it's not long, but it's entertaining as shit. So like, they're putting on a show, they're having a good time, as it would appear, and there's a bit of a cascade effect. People are just like, oh shit, I want them to sing about my ice cream cone. And then, then they get tipped and they make even more money. And,
Can you
It's
imagine
fun.
making direct eye contact without breaking it, sliding $5 into a tip jar, and you're like, yeah,
sing for daddy.
sing.
think
Time for you to sing,
that
bitch.
legit sounds like some fucking Twitch shit though. Like, someone donates $5 and makes the text to speech read something, and then someone else does it, and they think, haha, we're annoying the broadcaster so much, and he's like, I've just made $45.
I mean, yeah, you have to look at it. Like, that's obviously been something it's something that's been around way before Twitch. I mean, you go to a restaurant and tell them it's your birthday, and they all come out and sing
God, I hate
because
that.
it adds to the environment of the restaurant, or embarrasses the shit out of you, depending on how you look at it.
I hate it so much.
Or, and in some cases, like, people look at it like, oh, they did an extra service and then they tip more. So
This
it's,
is- This is a new thing. Like, I just looked it up. This is an actual thing. Like, if you look up on the website, why do the crew members sing when they receive tips? And it's because they want to create like a festive atmosphere. So I'm really tempted tonight to just go out to Cold Stone and tip.
Please record it.
called it.
Like, this is a real thing. It's not like a normal, just local store. Apparently,
I
a lot of
didn't
them do it.
know. I didn't know that they did it though. Like, I didn't
Neither-
even know.
well, I
Like,
guess-
I didn't even know that it was something voluntarily done by them.
So
I had
you're
no
a,
idea.
you're a
I guess you-
non-tipping son
Yeah,
of a
you've
bitch.
been a piece of shit the whole entire time you've gone to Cold Stone. That's what you just admitted.
I never said I didn't tip. I just didn't know that there was some places that sung.
So
I mean,
you've been to a Cold Stone where you tipped a decent amount and they just fucking looked at you like no thank you. They're just fucking like cold, dead stare at you, just like, here's your ice cream, sir,
I mean, I don't think. Okay.
with your chopped
Well,
up strawberries.
This is gonna. So now we're getting into another topic, because this is gonna become controversial, and people might be mad at me for this, but I don't think that you going and getting service done at a place necessarily requires a tip just because that person did their job for you.
I'm
Not
offended.
everywhere. A waitress, sure, I tip waitresses and waiters. But like, someone who, like, literally their job is to serve ice cream, grab you your ice cream, serve it, charge you for it. I don't think it always necessarily requires a tip.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. I've never tipped Cold Stone either. So
Fucking
like,
asshole, dude. Like, over here burning me for not tipping, and you piece of shit.
Well, I mean, like,
You're
obviously,
telling
like,
me
if they
you went to Cold Stone, you never tipped in your life. You're a piece of shit, motherfucker. I've never tipped
If,
either. But
if
still,
it's
you're
a
a piece
fucking
of shit.
mediocre ass job, like, yeah, you're not getting tipped. Like, if I get my ice cream and it's like melting, even though you like had it on the slab, and like like if you fuck it up, because the kid's high or whatever, like, yeah, you're probably not gonna get a tip, if any, maybe $1, right? Because like, that ice cream's already expensive as shit. But I know these high school kids are making minimum wage. I know what it was like at that age. Like, I worked in the service industry for years, so I'm one of those people that feels compelled to tip, simply because I know that's the culture in the US. Like, business owners are so shrewd that they don't pay their employees enough, and require, like, they rely on the generosity of us, the customer, which, when you really look at it, it's wrong, right? Like, unless somebody goes out of their way to help you, you shouldn't have to tip. But I see the use for it now, just as as the way our country stands right now. That's the culture for a reason.
Okay, but so like Grizz and Deadmau5, do you guys remember when they got into this and there was like a Reddit post about it? Do you guys remember the drama between Grizz and Deadmau5 on this whole topic?
I do,
No.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Okay.
Deadmau5 came out and said, well, basically what I said, just more strongly.
Well, Grizz owns a restaurant. He like partly owns a restaurant, or he owned one or something like that. He's part of a family restaurant. He has a piece in it. He doesn't agree that every waitress and waiter deserves a tip. Deadmau5 stepped in and he said, and Smace and Grizz were agreeing with each other. And Deadmau5 had stepped in and he goes, "This is fucking ironic coming from a couple of e-beggars
Yeah.
that want people to subscribe to their Twitch channel." And then he mocks them at the end and he goes, "Don't forget to like and subscribe, kids."
Dude,
Oh my
that
God.
whole
Chris
interaction
goes,
was
"No, you're
fucking
being-"
phenomenal.
Yeah. But like you can
there-
understand both point of views, right? Because Deadmau5 or Joel's view on it was there's minimum wage, like they make minimum wage, and Grizz goes, "No, they don't, man. Our country, like, for some reason treats waitresses like shit. They are able to pay them less because they make tips." And Deadmau5 was disagreeing with him, and I think isn't he Canadian? He was disagreeing and saying like, "No, man, they have minimum wage. Like they make a certain amount of money." And I don't understand like why they were even arguing in the first place, because they were kind of agreeing, but they were disagreeing at the same time. But what is the what is the legality there? Because there is minimum wage, but waitresses are somehow paid less.
Yeah, no,
Is it because they're 1099, or what's the deal?
no, it's all still W4, W2 type tax forms. In most states, Ohio included, and Kentucky, I believe, are there are different levels for tipped employees. As long as their tips meet the untipped employees' minimum wage, then they can pay them a lower certain amount. Like when I was a server at a restaurant in Ohio, the restaurant paid me like $2.15 an hour because my tips made up the $5 gap. It was like $7.50 or $7.75 at a time.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, it's completely bullshit, and it's all literally due to greed, right?
Yeah.
Like I was serving up fucking $30 pizzas, but I was making $2.15 an hour.
See, here's the thing. I don't support companies that charge extra, like a delivery fee on top of what you're paying for. Like the company should not be taking or tacking on. So like Domino's, for instance, here in Bakersfield, tax on a $6 delivery fee charge onto your bill. I had the one and only time that I think I ordered Domino's when I moved down here. I asked the driver, I said, "Do you receive that delivery fee?" And he said, "I get half of it," or something like that, he said.
Yeah, the company usually takes most of the delivery fee, if not all of it.
Okay, so if that delivery driver is driving their own vehicle, having to pay their insurance, their gas, their everything,
Wear and tear,
and your
maintenance.
company is taking a delivery fee and only giving you half of it, I would never fucking work for that company, nor will I buy a product from that company. Never. There's no
That's why you see most delivery drivers rocking 98 Civics, because they're good on mileage, they're cheap and easy to maintain. Like if you have to replace a fucking axle and wheel bearing, yeah, that's $100. Like no big deal.
Hey,
yeah.
I don't mean to cut you guys off, but you are literally not leaving any air in between your sentences. How long have we been going?
Hour 40.
Oh my god, you gotta wrap it up.
forever. We're catching up.
Yeah, we're hitting the dude. It's
No
our.
one's gonna want to listen to an hour and 40-minute podcast about politics and.
Well, you better get the editing then. You got multiple episodes to do it.
Chop it up, bitch.
Yeah. Cut out all this political shit and you got yourself another episode.
Oh my god.
Let's end it.
Yeah, let's end it.
do all the
Fuck, I didn't
things
realize
that
it's been
Savage
2
wants to do.
hours. No, it's just that most people don't want to listen to anything over an hour, anyways. And we just give them an hour, 2 hours.
How do you? Maybe they
Just
really missed it.
cut all the voting shit out of the middle, and it'll be fine.
I'm not cutting shit out. That was the whole point of putting this bot in this Discord channel with us, so I don't have to do any work.
You lazy son of a bitch.
Bro, I just don't want to do it. But Mr. Craig here, Craig's doing it for me, baby.
Thanks, Craig.
So what are you bitching about?
Thanks, Craig.
Craig bless. All right, guys. Well,
It's
I
not
guess that's
you.
going to do it for us.
It's not.
We're going to
you.
go ahead and
It's
close
fucking
it out.
We're next week is going to be even better, and then the week after
Yeah.
that,
We're gonna have
We're
a
gonna-
2 hour
it's
and
gonna be-
15-minute conversation about tipping.
yeah.
Eventually, our podcasts are going to be 12 hours long, and we're going
Which,
to have
hey,
6
now that we've
sponsors.
got Alicia over here, we should do a like a hot
Alicia.
pepper.
It's evolving.
Love it. Yeah, I love how it just keeps going.
We should do like a hot pepper challenge on podcast one day.
What the fuck? You can.
Nah,
Talking
we all
about
should.
like Hot Ones style, like where you get like
No,
like some
where we all
fucking-
get it like a fucking ghost pepper and eat that bitch and let everyone listen to us suffer.
I have sensitive
Can I
bowels.
pretend that I do it?
Y'all are a bunch
Pussies.
of pussies.
Hey.
All right, who's gonna lead us out?
I'll do it. Yeah, I mean, I'll eat some fucking hot ass chicken wings, but I'm not just eating a whole fucking pepper for someone's amusement. I'm not that big of a whore. I'm just minor sized
you are.
whore. But
Yeah, you are.
on that note, appreciate you guys listening. If you've listened this far, which I'm sure 3 of you have out of the numbers that'll listen to this.
At
This
least
has
one.
been episode, just dub something in there, of the Savage Den podcast. We will catch you all hopefully next week if Nathan gets off his lazy ass and gets around to piecing this together. But from me, Chris, Nathan, and the newly added Alex, you
Man,
guys
I was
take it
hoping
easy.
you were gonna say something interesting like Elysier or something. I don't know.
I wasn't, and I'm not gonna. You can't make me.
All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Fuck you.
Goodbye.
Bye.